Welcome to my channel. My name is Emmy from Emmy Evolving. If this is your first time joining me, thank you for finding me. If this is not your first time, thank you for coming back. So, I asked what this conversation was going to be about, and what I heard is you are being prepared for this major victory. So, you've been through some stuff. Okay. You've been through some stuff. Soul is acknowledging that you have been put through the ringer. Okay. That's all we need to do. We need to just acknowledge that we've gone through some things, it's challenged us, and now soul is preparing us for what happens next. Soul is preparing us to receive whatever this next part is, and we're going to go ahead and see what the cards have to say. Okay. All right. So you need to start listening for the truth of what's happening in your circumstance. For quite a few of us, we are probably hearing what soul is telling us, but we're not wanting to believe, we're not wanting to receive the message as is. It's like we're trying to put a different spin on it. And I think that spin that we're trying to create to turn this into a narrative that is what we think it should be, I think you need to halt on doing that. You need to stop. I think what's happening here is that we've become so disenchanted by our own process. And I can't say, excuse me, I can't say that I blame you for feeling whatever type of way that you're feeling about what you've been through. But it's this thing of you're exiting out of that already. Don't dive head first right back into it, because now you have clarity and now you're feeling like, oh, that was so unfair. I wasn't treated in the way that I deserve. No, you were treated in the way that was necessary. This is what soul is telling me. You were treated in the way that was necessary to shake you up, shake you out of that repetitive cycle, um, to get you to a space where you're back on track. I don't know if that makes sense. Excuse me. So listening for truth. And, it's showing that you have been in a very dark space. You've been in so much darkness, and it looks like you've been alone in that. So now the message is kind of, the message is kind of moving into a space of the things that you might be starting to think, or the things that you're already kind of thinking as you're gaining clarity. These are things that are triggering your cognitive dissonance. Sometimes when you go through a very intense ascension cycle, and it's almost like your entire world is shook, and it feels unfair. I mean, I don't blame you. I mean, I've been in an ascension cycle the entirety of 2025. It feels unfair, but it's necessary. There were very, very important things that were being learned, things that I could not have learned in any other way. Does it feel unfair? Yes. Is it unfair? No. No, it's not unfair. It's very necessary. So this is what you have to clarify. The necessity and the classification of this being a necessity really has to do with you not listening to what your soul's been saying. I've been saying this for, I don't know, maybe like a month already. I want to say like a month already. Our higher selves are not playing. Whatever we used to do, these like coping mechanisms, these cycles, the ways in which we would self-sabotage, and I'm just as guilty. I'm just as guilty. I do certain things. I have these little quirks that make the simplest thing so much more complex, so much more difficult. We all do this to a varying degree of intensity. Okay. So it's this thing of like, you had options presented to you, and you thought you could, intellectualize everything and not do what you were actually being told to do. And just because you were staying active does not mean you were doing what you were told to do. Like, be honest with yourself. I'm not here to sugarcoat anything. So this is probably going to trigger the people that need to hear this message. It's very much going to trigger those people. Why? Because you're going to feel like I'm calling you out on your bullshit. Am I calling you out on your bullshit? No, I'm just speaking in a room all by myself. That's the reality, the actuality. I'm simply speaking in a room all by myself. And your reaction to the words that are coming out of my mouth is very indicative of how much this message applies to you. So if you're feeling like, is she talking to me? Like, I've done the work. You've done work, but not the work you were being told to do. Let's be real. Let's be real. Let us be fucking for real. Just because you kept yourself busy doesn't mean you were actually doing what your soul was telling you to do. So now you've received that message. What are you going to do with that message? Well, we're going to see the ways in which something outside of us has been really pushing us to start thinking about things, hyperfixating on things that are nothing but distractions. First and foremost, that whole twin flame shit. Do-do, do-do, in reverse. If you are one of the people that has, externalized your process, and you're over here feeling like, oh, things will get better. My twin just I need to help them heal. I need to heal them. I need to save them. No, baby boo, you were made whole. That is not your other half. You are a whole being all on your own. They need to work on whatever they need to work on while you work on whatever you need to work on. And if by chance soul crosses your path again and you guys are both doing whatever it is that's needing to be done, then maybe you can revisit the potentiality of being in each other's lives. Until that happens, what are you waiting for? Because you're intellectualizing, hyper intellectualizing this concept that is strictly spiritual. The concept of twin flames is strictly based on consciousness, not the density of human existence. Hear what I just said, please. Don't make your journey harder. Don't make your journey more painful because you are placing all of your traumas on the shoulders of someone that you might have even misidentified. You have to focus on yourself. You have to. You have to. The only way you get through this cycle is by focusing on your health, all levels of your health, mental, emotional, physical, energetic, and then allowing yourself to receive the messages directly from your soul and implementing those messages. Okay, that instruction from soul. I don't have instructions for you outside of listen to your soul. It's time to listen. It's time to allow yourself to move forward from those programs. The concept of twin flames that is very widespread across spiritual communities at this point, that's a program that was initiated by draconians, Dracos. They initiated that program. Twin flame is a real thing, but not in the way that people are being told. This whole concept of your twin flame is supposed to be your romantic partner. You're supposed to bump uglies because that's divine union. You guys, do you know how many twins I've met? I've found quite a few twins. I'm married. We're going on 27 years at this point. Am I married to my twin? No. And when I want to irritate my husband, just because, like, I'm an antagonist sometimes, I'll call him twin and he will stop what he's doing, get very silent, look me dead in the eyes, and be like, "What the fuck did you just say?" He don't like that. We are not twins. But our union is so fucking profoundly divine. Mhm. Yeah. It's not divine because it's perfect. It's divine because of all the things we went through and worked through together. And now we are where we are at. It took us a very long time to get here. Very, very long time to get to where we are. And I was speaking to someone dear to me the other day, and they were talking about how, like, in the comments of live streams, they'll often see how some people will be like, "I want to have what you have with Frey, with my husband," but they have no idea what we've been through. This is not something you fall into. You don't fall in love. You fall into lust, and then you make a decision what you want to do with that lust. It requires you to build a foundation. You grow in love. You don't fall in love. You grow in love. That's a decision you make every single day. Every single day. You choose whether you're going to further commit or you're going to back off. You're going to give up. And it's not for me to say whether you should give up on something or hold on tighter and work through it. That's something you have to decide. That's only for you. But the message for this energy is that you're being distracted with the whole concept of twin flames. I have never been in a relationship with a twin flame. I found quite a few. As a matter of fact, I found my twin Ray. That was fun. That was fun. A male version of myself. Could you imagine that? Just take a moment to imagine that. A male version of me. Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. That's all right trying to talk bad about that individual, but just like, Lord have mercy. I know how intense I be. Oh my God. uh, anyways, the next thing that's being convoluted, what do you feel? Your sense of feeling, your sense of awareness of who you are, what you are, it's very much being distorted and contorted. Contorted. Why contorted? Like a contortionist? Bending you out of shape. Hold on. Let me see. Okay. Strained, distorted shape. Twisted into an unnatural, strained, or distorted shape, often due to pain or effort, and can also describe something convoluted or complicated. Okay. It's due to pain and the sheer amount of effort you've placed into yourself. That makes total sense. Because for many of us, we're putting so much effort into this process that we're currently in. And this effort that we're putting into the process that we're in, it's creating a lot of discomfort. It's creating a lot of pain. And in that, it's starting to feel unfair. It's starting to feel as though we've been made a fool of. Have you been made a fool of? You're feeling like a puppet, naked in your truth. You feel like a big joke, like a jester, like you're just kept around for the comedy of you. I can see how I could feel that way. I can. I can even relate. I can even relate. What if you need to feel that way in order to become so uncomfortable with allowing other people to have the degree of influence over you that they've had, for you to stop allowing that? I was watching a video. I don't remember where I saw it. But if someone is told what to do for a prolonged period, after a certain point, their brain becomes altered in shape and function. Form and function, yes. It becomes altered. They lose the neural pathways, those atrophy. They kind of like die off. These neural pathways that facilitate thinking for yourself. And then you begin to kind of just live your life in such a way where you wait for someone, anyone, to tell you what to do. And you jump from one person to another person to another person, giving them each the entirety of your power and authority over yourself. And you just wait for them to tell you what to do. This is common. This is very common. And unless someone is telling you what to do, whether it's your parents, your friends, some random ass person on the internet, because, oh, I don't know, that person talks a big game. That person sounds like they know what they're doing. They know what they're talking about. It's very, very easy to go ahead and develop a robust vernacular. That shit's fucking easy to do. Let me tell you. There's a $10 vocabulary book on Amazon. It's about 100 pages long. It has exercises and it teaches you maybe about 5 to 10 words per section. And these are words that are not commonly used. And if you do the work and you memorize the words and their definition and how to actually utilize those words, I mean, do you understand how intelligent you sound? I'm not saying you're intelligent. I'm saying, do you understand how intelligent you sound? You understand there's quite a few people who cosplay me at this point. From the way I do energy work to the way that I speak to my characteristics, down to the point of searching things on their device while they're live to go ahead and, I don't know, somehow validate whatever word vomit they've just presented. Does that make them me? No. No, it doesn't. So who is it that you're listening to? Because you shouldn't be listening to me in that way. People who have been with me for quite some time, they know the words that I speak are simply to initiate your own free thinking. This is the launch pad, not the rocket. I am the launch pad, not the rocket. You are not going to ride me to the top. I don't think so. I'm simply there for you to rest upon until you choose to launch yourself back into orbit. I have no power over you. I don't want power over you. Are you kidding me? I don't want to be responsible. I don't think so. You're responsible for yourself. This is what your soul is trying to get you to realize. You have a responsibility to yourself. Spirals of manifestation in reverse. You think you have no say. You think you have no power. That is not true. That's not true at all. You can give your power to whoever you choose. You will still be held accountable and responsible for the outcome of whatever that person has told you to do, and you do it. That is the rules of sovereignty. Whether you claim your sovereignty or not, you are a sovereign. You're a sovereign. So, Miracle Magic says, my anger moves mountains, yet I do not like to use that. So here's the thing. I'm not trying to correct you, but here's my logic. When you first realize you have power, you will use it in an explosive way. You will move those mountains by exploding them. Not me. Why? Well, I've gone from knowing how powerful and formidable I can be to knowing and discerning how to use what it is I have. I will conserve by what? Why do I have to move the mountain when I can simply bore right through? Bore right through. Much more efficient than just exploding a mountain. So much more efficient. Because really, when I look at it, maybe that mountain serves a purpose. Maybe that mountain, once I close the hole, will be the very thing that prevents demonic things, parasitic things, thought inception from entering the valley of my sacred peace. Do I need to explode that mountain? Sometimes you do, most times you don't. Most times you are being encouraged to go ahead and squander this profound energy that you are accumulating during a period where you feel like there's no progress. There's nothing tangible for you to see, to say, like, look, guys, I'm progressing. Most growth happens without you even realizing you're growing. Oh, my goodness. Ooh. Wow. That's some, oh, you didn't even know. I didn't know. I didn't know. I didn't know. Did I need to know? Mm-mm. Mm-mm. You always have clarity when you simply look back and see the process you've been through and the realizations that you harvest as you go through that process. This is about utilizing your energy in such a way that is healthy for you, not squandering everything just because you have it. I mean, what's that going to do? Prove to people you're strong? People are either going to see your strength or they're not. They're either going to see it and recognize it for what it is, or they're going to see it and um, label it as something else, which is not that bad. Mislabeling is not as bad as being villainized because someone sees your power and is intimidated by it. Do you know how many people I've seen my formidable nature, even though I'm laughing with you guys on live streams? They see my formidable nature in a 30-second video, 1-minute video, and they formulate this entire story of who I am and that, oh, she's demonic. Oh, look at this and look at that. And oh, I see cards in her hand, so she must be channeling the devil. Is any of that accurate for me? Oh, I'm a formidable channel. Absolutely. I'm highly gifted in that sense as well. I can channel many things. I can project my consciousness so many different ways. It's very easy for me. It's harder for me to be in body than it is to be outside of it. Do I channel the devil though? Do I ever channel something? Not really. I don't like that. That's like, I don't know. Ew. I'm a germaphobe. I am. I'm a germaphobe, and like, I don't want to shake people's hands because I don't know what you've touched, much less let you in my form to use my vocal cords. Ew. Deep throat, no. Gross. You channel something? That's spiritual deep throat. It's like deep in your throat. It's using your vocal cords. I'm just saying. I'm saying it's gross for me. I mean, if you're comfortable with it, I'm not going to tell you what to do. You go ahead, but ew, 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 ew. Oh, oh shit. Okay, so I was making that analogy like deep throat stuff, and then I was like thinking about how years ago there was an individual who had reached out, and they were like, how come I have HPV down my throat and esophagus? I'm like, boo, you know why? You know why. Stop doing that. Don't do that if you don't know if the person's infected or not. They're infecting you with HPV. HPV typically stands for human papilloma virus. In this sense, human perpetuated viril infection. Do you guys know what viril is? I'm not allowed to talk about it. It's going to be in my book, though. Just listen to that word. Close your eyes. Hear it. Viril. What is that? It doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel good. Yuck. There's many ways to allow infection in. There's many ways to allow infection in. I would not allow that. So, moving forward, because now I'm grossed out. I am you. Need to wash that down. Oh, what is this? Okay, I'm just, I just feel grossed out, like hardcore. I just needed to get that nasty feeling out. Okay, so, this is interesting. There's going to be a heightening. There's going to be an intensification that happens. It's going to work out in your favor, but only if you step forward. Okay, this is very important for you to recognize. There's something that's going to happen outside of your human existence, and it's going to be something that's presented almost like as a shadow aspect of self. This is not you. This does not come from you. It is not you. So Mother Earth and shadow self. This is something that comes from a distortion, an echo from a previous existence. It's reverberating within your space in this lifetime. It's like karmic or past life bleed over. Karma is not punishment. You guys realize that, right? Karma is not punishment. Karma is a secondary or returning opportunity to learn a lesson that has not been finished yet. So there's something that comes from a previous life. It's bleeding over into this one. You're only getting snippets of what it is, but it's supercharging your power. Because if you look at this, and I'll show you guys too. Look at that. It's like little snippets, dot, right? And then this represents your personal power. So look at the third eye, dot. And then that, it's like electric. Ooh, that's a fucking jump in frequency. So really quick, because I love to teach. I do. I love to teach. So in the lower spectrum, the lower end of that scale of consciousness within this time-space matrix, the higher your vibration, the more you hold in internally, and the more distortion you create because of that internally held frequency. So high vibration, low frequency. And if the bands of consciousness are made of bands of frequency, then that means your level of consciousness is dropping. The higher you allow your frequency to be, the higher, excuse me, The higher your vibration, the lower your frequency. They are inversely tied. Excuse me. And you cannot change that. You can't have a high frequency and a high vibration. That doesn't work. Well, unless, of course, you're an elder yana, which they can sustain both at excessively high degrees of intensity, simply because they're anchored outside, right at the borderline of this time space matrix. So you can internally hold quite a bit. Anyways, what the fuck was I talking about? So frequency and vibration, right? That image, this, see how it looks like electric and it's yellow? It ties to your personal power because solar plexus energy, right? This is you fighting back the very things that are making your safety and your survival while in physical form feel as though it's threatened. So you're going from a space of magnetic. Think of how magnets draw in. When you are a high vibration, you're drawing in, you are internalizing everything. So you're switching from that to a higher octave, a higher level of existence, consciousness, awareness that makes you more electric. Once you hit that threshold, you get bumped into an electrical type of existence where now you are externalizing, you are allowing yourself to enter into a space of creative energy. Think of Frankenstein. How did the mad scientist put life into Frankenstein? He like put him on that bed and that platform rises up, and then the lightning strikes. The lightning strikes, and life is restored in Frankenstein's body. Now he's animated. Creation. Creation is chaos. It cannot be predicted. It cannot be controlled. So, hold on. Oh my God. Sir Felix found the catnip. Lordy Lord. Okay. So some of you are going into that space and look. Your eyes are closed. You have no idea this is what's happening. Your eyes are closed because you don't want to see anymore. You've been tired. You're so beyond tired, and it feels unfair, and it feels this, and it feels that. Again, I'm not going to fault you for feeling that way, but feeling some way and being some way are not the same thing. You can feel like you're powerful. You can feel like you're intelligent. That doesn't necessarily mean you're powerful and intelligent. It doesn't. It doesn't. That's the reality. That's the reality. So, back when I was still able to go to the gym, boo-hoo. Back when I was still able to go to the gym, because I'm a rather small person. Don't say it. Yeah, no, I'm kind of on the smaller side. I've had many instances where the bigger guys at the gym, they'll look at the weight that I'm loading onto the bar, and they'll be like, "You can do that? You can live all that?" Yeah, I'm warming up. Yeah. I remember there was one person who would lift heavy. And no, I don't have this distorted sense of what heavy is. When I say lift heavy, I'm talking about hundreds of pounds. Okay. I'm not talking about like, oh, I lift heavy and it's like 50 pounds, 40 pounds. No, babe. No, no. In my mind, I'm a dude. Seriously, in my mind, I'm like a 6'5" fucking dude, burly and hairy and shit, all masculine. Unfortunately, I was not born that way. I was born all little and petite and like Asian and delicate boned and stuff. That's fine. That's fine. Just because someone who's watching me load, I don't know, 10 45-pound plates onto a bar. Let's do the math. There. I can hip thrust quite a bit. Well, I have to work back up to at this point, but I was able to hip thrust quite a bit. Quite a bit. Yeah. Yeah. And the people who would watch, like, there's no way she can do that. The actuality is I can. Just because you can't doesn't mean I can't. Just because someone in your life has been trying to convince you to agree with their assumption that what you're trying to do, what you're trying to accomplish is impossible, that you can't do it, you can't make it happen, doesn't mean they're right. When you choose to believe that, then yeah, you make them right. When you can't let go of a specific thing, this fear or whatever blockage it is, you make it a reality. It's a self-fulfilling reality that's happening. It's self-fulfilling because you're doing it yourself. You're doing it yourself. You have to understand the amount of power you hold over yourself, over your journey. You want something to happen? Make it happen. Make it happen. Make it happen. You have to be fearless during this time. What does that mean? That means you need to have less fear than you do courage. That doesn't mean you have to have no fear in order to move forward. It means you have less fear than you do courage. Everything I've done while afraid. Everything I have accomplished, I accomplished it while I was afraid and doubting myself. Let that sink in. I don't have an Emmy. See, you guys have me. I don't have an Emmy. Why? How fair is that? I don't have a mentor. I don't have any of that. Why? Because as part of my destined path, I'm supposed to learn things in my own way at my own time. I'm not following behind anyone else. I have machete in hand and I am cutting down the long grass and whatever it is that's in my way. I'm forging my own path. Why? Because I will not repeat the mistakes that I made in previous existences. I will not. I will not. Do you know how many lives I've lived as a male who has conquered other nations? Do you know how many of my names I remember? And how many of those names are in motherfucking history books? I'm not proud of those lives. Those lives make me sad. Makes me sad. I no longer feel ashamed, but I still feel sad. Why did I have to exist as how many types of males, conquerors of their time? So that I could understand I'm capable of war, but war is not always necessary. That I have other options. That I can do things in a way that's peaceful, but not peaceful in a way that undermines the truth of my strength, my power, and authority. I mean, just look at the way I present in this life. I don't look formidable. I don't. I don't sound formidable. In real life, I'm not very talkative. I speak more in this way, which is not that much over a loud whisper. And I don't share the information that I share with you guys. I don't share that in real life. The people in my life, like relatives and all of that, they have no idea what I do. You know, I will share this. So I've been laid out for quite some time. Haven't really spoken to anyone. I don't really talk to any of my relatives outside of my two siblings. I don't talk to anyone else anymore. And I just can't do drama. Like, I'm over it. I can't do drama. But we'll still be related, but I'm good. Be you, be you. And it's fine being you, but I'm not going to be around you. That's my logic at this point. Anyways, so I was doom scrolling through my phone, and then I come across this video where they're talking about how if you have kidney stones, just go ahead and ride Thunder Mountain at Disneyland, and it'll knock loose your kidney stones. And one of my siblings does have kidney stones, and I haven't talked to him in quite some time, but I forwarded the video, and he immediately calls me. He's like, "Why'd you send me that?" I'm like, "I don't know. I know he has a season pass to Disneyland. I mean, he lives in SoCal. He has a season pass, so why wouldn't I send it to him?" And it turns out he had been having another episode of kidney stone. For those of you who've never had a kidney stone, I have never had a kidney stone. They say it's like one of the worst pains possible. So he tells me, and I haven't heard his voice. I haven't heard him sound this frantic. It reminds me of how frantic I was communicating when I was having flare-ups of my health condition. And he's like, he's been in pain for like the last 2 hours. He wants to know why I sent him that, because he's about to pass another kidney stone. And he's like, he can't think. And I'm like, oh, whoa, damn, why didn't you tell me sooner? And yes, my health has been compromised a bit the last several months. Fucking understatement of the entire century. Anyways, but yeah, that's my sibling. So what did I do? I was like, "Can I try something?" And he says, "Yes." He doesn't really know what I do. He knows I do some weird shit. I'm into some weird, like, spiritual woo-woo type shit, but he doesn't quite know what it is I do. And we got off the phone because it's like, hey, talking is too much for you right now. And I text him, "Can I try something?" And he's like, "Yeah, you do whatever." That's how desperate he was. And I go ahead and I start working on him. And it's been quite some time since I've allowed energy to flow through my system. And we took his pain from like 12 or 13 out of 10 to 2 out of 10. And then I continued, and then it was like no pain, no symptoms. And I was like, okay, that's good. That's good. Did I do that feeling brave and confident and absolutely no fear and just, like I'm the shit? No, I'm like, man, this might fuck me up. Shit. I don't know. I'm kind of scared. It might dislocate some ribs. Like, fuck. I can't leave him that way. That's my brother. So I worked on him. And as I worked on him, strictly based on the level of ballsiness that I carry at any given moment, regardless of my health, I began to affect change. And his pain was completely gone. Completely gone. It returned a few hours later, which I was anticipating, because I texted him, I don't know, maybe like 4 hours later, 5 hours later. I was like, hey, how are you doing? He's like, yeah, I'm in pain. It started about 30 minutes ago. I'm like, you need to tell me these things so I can work on you again. You need to tell me. So I did. And, it brought the symptoms back down, and he's fine. He finally passed the kidney stone. But the thing was that even though I was afraid of the consequences to me and my own health, there's something in me that when I help someone else, it helps me in return. That's why I don't see myself as like an overgiver. I see everything I do, whether you pay me or not, it's balanced, because I might not receive from you what it is that I need. But as I give to you, it opens space for me to receive from whoever, creation, the universe, God, however you want to frame it in your head. It opens that space for me to receive in like kind and measure. I never feel depleted. I never feel used. And you know why? Because when I'm aware that someone is using me, that's their intention, to use me. They think that if you become my friend because I'm like stupid or something, like I'm not going to see it. Like you see all of these different gifts that I have, but you're going to be the one to override all of that. I'm not going to notice that you're going to fucking try and use me. I won't let you in my life. I'm not afraid to be alone. I love solitude. I love solitude. I could be all myself, all by myself in silence for hours on end and not have a care in the world. I'm not even joking. I could immerse myself into books. Like the books that I read are like this thick. It's just like, oh my God, tell me more. Yeah, no. Where is it? I read those books for just enrichment, personal enrichment. Body Atlas. I just like to kind of, you know, go through information. This is the pocket version. I love my books. Lick claimed. Let me put it back. Genetics, biochemistry. Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. So, what do you guys need to do now? What do you need to do now? You have this very clear understanding. It should be clear. Motherfucker, if it ain't clear, I'm just saying. So, you need to anchor yourself back in your existence. You're going to need to work on this distorted shadow, blah, 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 where you're thinking like you're not strong enough and yada, 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 these intrusive thoughts. You need to just let all that shit go. For real. For real. You have choices. You have choices. You have choices. You want me to read you? You want me to read you to filth, Candace? What makes you think this is a personal reading time? Is there something in the description that says, hey, request me to read you? Just simple question. Now's not the time to take a time out. You have to push forward. This is the point of the marathon where you can see the finish line. You can see the finish line. Don't stop now. Don't stop now. Just push forward. Keep pushing. You're right there. Don't stop until you actually cross the finish line. And once you do, you'll become aware of exactly what it is your soul has been trying to make happen for you. Oh, hold on. There was something that I said in a conversation with Michaela. Ella, A. Okay, let's see. Where is it? The decision is easy. What's hard is working through how you feel about the decision. Oh, let that sink in. Allow it to percolate, baby. Seriously, allow it to percolate. The decision is easy. What's hard is working through how you feel about that decision, working through your disbelief in yourself, working through your sense of like, oh, I don't know, that you're a failure, that nothing good is ever allowed to happen to you. I would beg to differ. I think a lot of good things try to happen for you, but the moment you recognize it as good is the moment you convince yourself that you don't deserve that, you haven't earned that, that maybe it's a mistake and it's not actually for you. You need a third eye clearing? Here. Uno momento, por favor. Hold on. What color should we use? Ethnically accurate. That's a joke. That's a joke. Okay. You want a third eye clearing? Put your device on your head. Okay? Thank you, Justice. Put your device by your forehead and just so let me clear your forehead. Okay. Who needs one more clearing? Alakazoola, benchikaboola, bibbidi bobbidi boo. Put them together and what have you got? Bibbidi bobbidi boo. You need another eye, third eye clearing. One more. There. There. Put this back. Do you like it? Does it feel good? Does it feel good? Sorry. Husband's trying to flirt with me through the doorway. It is okay. Let's see. Oh. Yeah. Your emo ass. Whatever. Let me stop. Jesus loves me. Oh, yes, he does. Jesus loves me. Oh, yes, he does. Don't act a fool, girl. All right. Carrying forward. Okay, so space has been created in your life, probably through self-isolation for a short period. If you have isolated yourself for a little bit, that's fine. You didn't mess up. Excuse me. You kind of needed that space for a moment, right? For just a moment, though. Now, the things that are kind of running through your head, you don't really have proper context as to what's happening. If you don't have the proper context, you're going to be all up in your feels and you're going to have this like emo ass reaction. Exactly. Stop. I'll fucking shake you gently with love. Let yourself have that moment of emotion and then seek out the proper context for whatever it is that's causing you to feel the emotions. Seek that out. Figure it out. You have to. You have no choice. Higher selves are not playing during this period. They will allow you to be accessed and messed up like you wouldn't believe. They're not playing. Your higher selves are not playing. Any fight you have with yourself, you're guaranteed to lose. You are. Any fight you have with yourself, you are guaranteed to lose that fight. So stop. You've been consistently allowing yourself to remain disconnected from yourself. Stop. Reconnect. Reconnect. Be consistent with your healing. You've already proven you can be consistent. How? I've just been suffering. Yeah, consistently suffering. Hello, that's still consistency. Hello, that's still consistency. Okay, I have 5 minutes left. Make it big, make it big. We need a little bit more clarity. You already have gotten the information about what's distorted and what's not. Let's see. Yeah, it's nothing new. Okay, there's going to be attempts to stop you from your growth. Yep. Oh my God, there's going to be another attempt to suck you back into that same fucking cycle. I swear to God. I, the Lord of sea and sky, I have heard you motherfuckers cry. I have wept for love of them. Okay. This is straight up bullshit. I'm not even joking with you. This right here, this is straight up bullshit. You're exiting out of the cycle and then you're like, oh, let me hop back on. And why are you getting mad at me? Because I feel myself genuinely getting very angry at you. Let's be honest. I'm getting angry with you. See, there's something that lusts after you. It wants you. It wants your energy. And it's something that comes from like an upside down magic. It comes from a space of darkness. It wants to prevent you from rebirthing yourself, from becoming the version of you that it can no longer access. So how's it going to do that? Well, it's going to make you feel as though you're trapped in the situation and that you're powerless. If you want to believe that, you go right the fuck ahead. Because I'm pissed. Now I'm pissed. Now I'm pissed. How do you prevent this? Boundaries. Allowing yourself to see that your boundary is being crossed. A boundary is nothing but a line in the sand if you don't do anything to enforce it. We need to get rid of this social norm that requires, especially women, to never say no. That if you say no, you will be seen as rude. Then I'm fucking rude. I don't give a shit. I'm too old to give a shit if you think I'm rude or not. But then, I mean, who will be left if everyone is upset with me because I didn't say yes? There's no one that's going to be left. That's not a loss, baby. That's not a loss. At least not for me. Why? Because what I offer people, friendship that I offer, most people will never find that type of friendship. Why do you think people who get excommunicated from my life, they never forget about me? They never stop obsessing. I know bitches you are watching right now. I know you miss me. Like you really are feeling how you fucked up a friendship that you can never replace the moment you did what you did to me. But you'll never admit it. It's okay. You don't have to, because even if you did admit it, I still wouldn't let you back into my life. Why? Because I already know how you go, the way you move. I've seen the real you already. Is that a loss for me? No, the world is full of people who are more than willing, more than eager to use an individual like me. You see, I'm one of the rare ones where there's no tally marks of how many times I've helped out, how much I helped out. There's no, you owe me for I did this and this and this. Like, no, there's none of that. There's just, are you okay? Hey, what do you need right now? What is it? What's going on? How can I help? If you don't see your value, if that's how you function as well, and you don't see your value, I promise you, there are those outside of you that do see your value, and they will exploit that. They will exploit that. Boundaries. It's important. It's important. You need to enforce it. You need to enforce it. Okay? You need to be able to say no. Even if you're uncomfortable, say no. And when the person you say no to gets really mad because for the first time ever you said no, I think that was the sign you were looking for. I think that was a justification for you to walk away because you were feeling like you needed to walk away, but you were afraid to because they hadn't actually done something to you yet. Why are you going to wait until they're successful at harming you? I had to learn this the hard way. I did. I had to learn this the hard way. There's this individual, one in particular, actually, there were several, that pops into my mind because I did this multiple times because, hello. Yeah. When I finally did my accounting at the end of the year, to prepare for tax season and stuff, I didn't realize it until then because of their association with me. And these payments were being run through my server. So I was incurring the tax liability for it, but I was just giving them the money. It was thousands of dollars a month that I was giving them. And these very same people, they were receiving enough every month to not have to worry. One in particular even quit their full-time job because it was so lucrative being associated with me. And that was the one that was the most vocal about Emmy's so money hungry. Like she's talking shit about me to people. And that's why no one's booking with me anymore. No, babe. You see, you were getting the bookings because my clients trust me. And when I say, hey, I'm booked out for 4 months. If you need it now, go to this person because I trust them with you. I didn't talk shit. I just stopped talking. You see, they could no longer benefit off of me. So now I'm greedy and selfish and fucking up their business flow. You mean the business that I created for you? The business that would not have existed had you not been so heavily associated with me? I'm a fucking manifestation magnet. If I really want, it flows like a river, not a babbling brook, not a little stream or a creek. The manifestation of abundance flows like a raging motherfucking river, if I allow. Usually I'll leave it at a babbling brook because, do I really need that much? Not really. When I have enough, I have enough. No big deal, whatever. Whatever, I'll just do free stuff for the rest of the month. No worries, right? If you don't have that boundary, if you can't allow yourself to see that these people are using you, all you got to do is step back. Take a moment, step back. Don't say like, I need to see if you're using me, or just be like, I just kind of need some time to myself. Every time I've done that, when a fucking leech of a person has latched on to me, you know what happens? They wild the fuck out. They wild out. You know why? They've been removed from the source of abundance. It was never their abundance. It was mine, simply being shared because I saw them as a friend. I'm the type of friend that will share with you. Yeah. Yeah. I've been known to be the type of friend that will gift you over $1,000 a month, create a position for you, some nonsensical bullshit position within the company, just so I can give you the money because I know you're hurting for it, but I want to give it to you with your dignity remaining intact. So we'll pretend you work for me when really you're not doing shit. I don't know how many friends you'll find that are like that. There's no more openings for friends, just so y'all know. All the friend slots have been taken. This is why I have to protect myself. This is why I have to create boundaries that are impenetrable. This is why you can't reach me through messengers on any platforms or even through my email. I have a team that's created to protect me from myself because this is how I am. This is how I am. Boundaries need to exist, especially when you realize that is how you are as well. I will no longer lie to myself about people's intentions towards me because I can feel it right from the start. It's always the ones who are the most malignant that can acknowledge my gifts, but think they will be the exception. They will be the one that I don't detect your malicious, malignant intention to exploit what you think is a vulnerability, but is actually part of the most beautiful aspects of my power. It's always that one where I have a bullshit detector, but I won't detect when you lie to me. Babe, I didn't believe you from the start. From your first, hello, Emmy, I didn't believe you. Why? I've come across enough of you to know what you feel like. And I'm sure you're a good person, but you're not going to be good to me or for me. Last 3 cards. Thank you, Lindsay. Yeah, don't bring their shit home. Don't allow whatever caca that is to enter into your core space. They want to pull your focus from the very thing you need to focus on. No, quadruple down on that focus. And you don't need to understand why they're doing what they're doing. You don't. I will never understand why the people who have publicly tried to libel and slander me, why they did what they did, especially I've never even interacted with them. I will never understand. Why will I never understand? Because I don't have their heart. I'm not like them. And I used to be like, I don't understand. I don't understand. I don't need to understand. I'm not supposed to understand. It's a good thing that I don't understand because it's evidence that I'm nothing like these malignant, malicious people. I now take it as evidence that I am not a demon Horita. That's a good thing. It's a very good thing. So I will be posting soon. I will be posting soon the link for the 1111 portal. I shall be doing a fire ceremony. Harnessing the 1111 portal. So if that's something that you, hi, honey, be live, believe. I don't know why I keep saying be live. If you've been waiting for me to finally get off my ascension path of self-destruction, I'm almost done. I'm almost done with my bullshit. And I'll be doing expedites again soon. I want to just thank you guys so much for being so patient with me and my process. For those of you who had purchased the Morphogenetic Fundamentals workshop, I'm going to be emailing soon. I didn't want to set a date and have you guys think that, oh, okay, so that date, and then next thing you know, I'm not well enough to do it. So I will be messaging sometime this week with an actual date. If you wanted to partake in the Morphogenetic Fundamentals workshop, this is where I teach the fundamentals of aura spectra bioregenesis. This is a system that I created. Simply click on the QR code or the link in the comments. And then on TikTok, you go to my Hubi link. That's the link in my bio, and look for Morphogenetic Fundamentals. This workshop is the prerequisite for my certification program. So I teach a lot of really profound things in that program. It is something where you have to apply in order to qualify. Yes. We're in the process of converting the academy into a full-blown university. And it's a very serious thing at this point, because what I teach you, it can very much positively impact not just your life, but the life of your clients. So this Morphogenetic Fundamentals workshop, it is, thank you. You like my brows? It is something that will help you work on yourself. The certification program is where I teach you how to launch your own energetic business. And what I teach, it's nothing like you can find online. How do I know this? Because I created the system. It's mine. I created it. And it's not something that anyone else teaches. If they're teaching it, it's because they've stolen my work. And this is copywritten, full-blown trademarks and everything are filed. Watch out. Watch out now. Be careful, because now I'm functioning in the way a business should function. So if you want to learn, I'm willing to teach. And in this workshop alone, by the time we are done, it's a 4-hour workshop with a 1-hour lunch break. It's virtual and it's recorded, so you can rewatch it as many times as you want. And what ends up happening is, by the time we're done, the second half is a live clinical where you attempt the techniques with me live, in real lifetime, live, right? And I teach you how to adjust your approach so that you can maximize your efficiency as you work on yourself. You'll be working with 12th dimensional frequency right from the start. And anyone who's going to start claiming like their system, what they teach, where it's going to be 12th dimensional frequency, they better be prepared to explain to you how they're going to do that. Because I know exactly how, and I can explain exactly how, which is what this workshop is. The first half is a lecture hall where I explain to you the applied biospiritual theories of aura spectra bioregenesis. Yeah. What's aura spectra bioregenesis? I created the term. It's about liquid light modulations, being able to penetrate down to core codes, being able to reprogram standing scalar waves. I'm not woo-woo. I just don't explain the work that I do. My work is rooted in actual tangible unified field physics. Turns out people can't just copy me, huh? Once I start talking about the actuality of what I do. You see, if a person has a gift of bilocation, the ability to fragment and project consciousness. That's powerful. I teach my students how to do that in the certification program. That's why they can heal things on a level that other systems can never touch. Never. It will take maybe 20 years for other energetic modalities to catch up to the base level of what I'm teaching now. And no, I don't share it publicly. I 1000% gatekeep all of that shit. I gatekeep all of it. Why? I will not allow the integrity of my work to be bastardized. I will not allow it. And I'm so committed to that. I have an IP lawyer on retainer. I'm ready to present the information to the world in a very controlled manner. If you're ready to completely change your life, alter the trajectory, and bring yourself back onto your destined path, if you are someone who feels deep in your heart you're destined to be a healer, I can actually teach you how to become one, a real one, not that temporary shit, not that, oh, they feel the tingles, but nothing ever changes with their health. And I have medical diagnostics from thousands of clients that prove the efficacy of my work. Medical documentation of reversal of terminal conditions. A portion of my audience are licensed doctors and surgeons. I did not realize that. I've had clients referred to me by neurologists. I don't know who they are. Let that sink in. I have a way of teaching where it doesn't matter if you've ever had experience in energy work or not. Actually, it's better if you don't. Why? Because I don't have to waste time undoing the bullshit you were taught. It is bullshit what you are taught. Come closer. I'm going to tell you something. A lot of the content that you'll find energy worker masters, they're teaching you this content, right? And they're focusing on the chakras and stuff. Your field is not supposed to have chakras. Chakras are evidence of our history as a species, evidence of our enslavement, evidence of our restricted ability to tap into our true and full potentiality. Let that sink in. Let that sink in. They're constrictors. It only allows so much of the energy of one-dimensional band of consciousness into your field. How do I know this? Because of the things that I've lived through. Everything I know how to do is because I lived through it. I either lived through it with my personal life or through my clients' difficult experiences. Because if I agree to work on you and help you through a medical condition, I write it all the way through. It's not a one-session thing. I write it all the way through to remission. Think on that. You ready to become a healer? Think on that. I can show you how to actually become one. Not one that's dependent on me. One that's fully plugged into your own divinity. I'm not interested in having followers. I'm just not. I'm a little bit antisocial. A little bit. A little bit. I gotta go, guys. I gotta go. So I'm going to be publicly listing the date for the Morphogenetic Fundamentals workshop. And then I'm going to also probably today list the 1111 portal, whatchamacallit, expedites. There's quite a few new ones that I've never offered before that Soul is telling me is appropriate for this period. So, excuse me, I'll see you guys again.